So a physical server is set up just like your computer. It's a physical box, it's had Windows Server installed on it, and that server operating system can interact with the hardware, and it works, just has a few more features than a PC. A virtual server is installed as a piece of software onto a physical server. So one physical server can have multiple virtual servers within it. Obviously the advantage of that is that you've got one piece of kit, a bigger piece of kit, but it's still very cost effective to have a single piece of hardware with multiple virtual servers on it. The virtual server won't see the physical parts of the server typically, but instead it'll have some emulated hardware. But the good thing about that is that you can ramp up the memory on one virtual server, so you can put more on that one than on the other one, so you can make the most of your resources. Typically, if you've got several physical servers, maybe one server's not doing anything for half the day, and so its assets, its hardware is sat there doing nothing. Whereas on a single physical server with multiple virtual, it's kind of load balancing across them. So one can be busy while one's quiet, and you're always making use of the resources. The advantages of a virtual server is there's obviously the advantage in scaling, in being able to tune up and down resources. There's some really good features on it as well. So when you're backing up or restoring it, you can restore it to a different piece of hardware. Because the virtual server isn't aware of the hardware it's living on, you can easily shift it. You can very quickly restore it because it's just a piece of software, it's just a software file almost, and you can quickly back it up. So it's just very flexible, very quick to back up and restore, which is what counts, when you're in a disastrous scenario. So an example is we went to a client who had about 4 physical servers, all using power. If one server was quiet, what a waste of spec, it's doing nothing almost. So we went in there, we virtualized those 4 servers onto one new host. So they only have to buy one piece of kit now instead of 4, and you have to maintain one piece of kit. You only have to renew the support contract and the warranty on one piece of hardware now. So it's saving a lot of money. All 4 servers virtually live inside that one physical server. We can load balance across them. So if one's quiet and the other's busy, that busy one can have the full resources available to it. We can back it up and restore it a lot quicker. There's also the option to get a second physical server. If you really can't have any downtime in any disaster scenario, you can have a second physical server that replicates from the primary one. That means that if the primary host goes down, then you can turn on the virtual servers on the other host. You could have those servers perhaps physically at different locations, maybe across the road from each other if you have a link between the 2 buildings. So it's great for failover, it's great for disaster recovery, and it saved them a lot of money. So hopefully you've learned a little bit about physical servers and virtual servers and the disadvantages and advantages of the two. If you want to know anything else, or if you've got any server projects in the works, contact Liberate IT on info@liberateIT.co.uk or visit the liberateIT.co.uk website.